In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing Man vs. Bee. Man vs. Bee is a 2022 British comedy miniseries that premiered on Netflix on June 24th, 2022. It consists of 9 episodes, and each episode runs between 10 to 20 minutes, which the first episode is 21 minutes long, and every episode after that is close to 10 to 12 minutes long. Now, it is created by Rowan Atkinson and William Davies, and each episode is directed by David Kerr, and it tells the story of Rowan Atkinson, who plays Trevor Bingley, and he works for House Sitters Deluxe, and he is a down on his luck man who finds himself in a battle with a bee in every episode of this miniseries. He does crazy things, and it's fun. When I first saw the trailer for this, I was a little iffy, because it's like, okay, Man versus Bee, what's going to happen? But it's Rowan Atkinson. You know Rowan Atkinson from Mr. Bean. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows Mr. Bean. We all grew up on him. And he was a comedy, and he is a comedy legend icon in his own right. This is nothing like Mr. Bean at all. It's very different. There is dialogue in this. Rowan Atkinson does speak. There are times where one episode maybe is just him not speaking, and there are a few where it's full dialogue on. And over the course of the episodes, he fights this bee who comes in, and he starts fighting with the bee as soon as the show opens. We get a backstory of all the damage he's caused. That's how episode 1 starts. But then we go into how the damage was caused by him burning things down, ruining expensive paintings, artwork, statues, a car. It's just fantastic. And all the while, not only is Rowan Atkinson and the bee front and center as characters, there is a dog named Cupcake who is just so cute and adorable and lovable, but the aspect of how they integrated that was so funny. Each episode is very different than the previous one because it all builds up to the finale, which is episode 9. This is a miniseries. I feel like once you see this, there should not be another miniseries of this or a season 2. This is what it is. It's 9 episodes. It's perfect. It's quick. It's simple. British comedy is very dry. This isn't. I was laughing my ass off every single scene. It's so funny. It's so perfect. The aspect of how Rowan Atkinson can deliver comedy is out of this world. There are some homages to episodes where he was in Mr. Bean. There are scenes you remember from that show that are in here. It's just great. It's just so fun. But the physical comedy aspect to it is really interesting. The enormous conundrums he goes through just to catch the bee, just to get rid of the bee, is great. The bee itself is phenomenal as a character, even though it's CGI. We even get a perception and view from the bee's point of view. Like as the bee's flying, we see him looking at Trevor, trying to figure out what he's doing, and then Trevor trying to figure out what the bee's doing. The aspect of it is great. It's a fun comedy. It's very different, and I highly recommend it if you're a fan of British comedy. Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean. I mean, this is the perfect setting because it was filmed during the pandemic. It was very different, and what can you do and how can you get across by filming a man doing things in a house by himself while he's house sitting? Well, have him fight a bee. It's so good, and some of the things you just wouldn't believe is like, okay, but you can tell that you are anticipating certain things. Like there's a scene where he's about to hit something. You're like, okay, he's going to do that. And he does that because it's like foreshadowing in a way, but you know how the comedy works because you know how Rowan Atkinson works as a comedian. 9 episodes. I mean, these are quick watch. You could watch this in less than 2 hours, and I mean, 10 to 20 minutes is perfect. I wanted these episodes to be more so of close to 30 minutes in length, but no, when I got maybe to episode 5 or chapter 5, I was like, okay, this is perfect of how everything's going and working. We do find out, and everything comes full circle in episode 9, chapter 9, where we find out the aspect of Trevor versus the bee and everything that happened in the house and what happens. It's really interesting how the writing was done, and you're shocked to see how everything is, cohesive, works, and it's just so fun. And now not only is Man vs. Bee a thing about, you know, him fighting a bee, it's also about him as a human being, as a man going through this divorce with his wife and, you know, trying to still connect with his daughter. The connection between what Trevor and the bee have is really kind of, how do I want to say, emotional in a way. And you find out like, wow, they really put that in there to actually connect, you know, humans and animals. And it's really, really well done. It's so, so good. And I absolutely had a blast of how the story progressed. And it was really surprising. I mean, there are some mixed reviews from critics who didn't like it and said that it was dull, it didn't make any sense. Those critics don't know what they're talking about. This is fun and you will enjoy it. For me, Man vs. Bee gets 5 out of 5 stars. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Man vs. Bee. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Did you like every episode being 10 to 20 minutes long? Did you like Rowan Atkinson returning into this kind of comedy? Or did you like him as Mr. Bean? And did you spot the homages that played back to the Mr. Bean episodes back in the 90s? And do you think these episodes could have been longer? And what was the funniest episode for you in this? And what didn't you like about this show? And do you think more could have been done? Or do you think it could have been longer? So let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked. And I'll see you all in the next review video. And also let me know what rating you would give Man vs. Bee.